And that's a role that I am not suited for.
Still inside I speak, and know I will be heard, I will be heard. Well, I've misunderstood. This life is safe and grand and good. Feed my soul till I reach the bottom, and it is deeper than I have ever known. It's deeper. Well, here I am found, now till ever after, and this love is but a sound. This love, it roots me down, yeah. Your love, it roots me down. Ooh, oh. Well, I was a fallen one. Now that's a way that won't work. It won't work now. Still I am holding on. I am holding on through all the hurts. I'm holding on. I've seen the fork in the road. I won't split my time anymore. Oh, feed my soul now till I reach the bottom, and it is deeper than I have ever known. It is deeper. Well, here I am found, now till ever after, and this love, your love is a sound. It roots me down, yeah. Your love, it roots me down, and the root grows me together, and the root is mine forever and ever and ever. Oh, feed my soul till I reach the bottom, and it is deeper than I have ever, ever, ever known. Well, here I am found, we are found, now till ever after, and this love, your love is a sound. It roots me down. Your love, it roots me down. Ooh. And the root, it grows me together, and the root is mine forever and ever and ever.
Thank you. Good morning. I want to begin with a quote from renowned theologian, and he was actually the mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King, Howard Thurman. And I heard this quote this morning, which worked out well, because I've already got a couple of things in here in my talk about him. But what he said was this: this is the great opportunity, our lives, this time, right here, right now, we have the great opportunity to develop our character and awareness. Now, he said these words probably in the 50s, maybe the early 60s, because he passed away in 1980. No, later than that, about 1985. But the issue is, this is our great opening. This is our great opportunity. This is our moment. And by the way, every moment is our moment. Every moment that we choose to know is our moment, is our moment. So I want to welcome you here. I'm so glad that you have made the decision and the commitment to honor this opportunity to grow your awareness, your character, your consciousness, the joy of your life, the value of your spirituality by being here and being in community with other people, because there is great power in community. There is great power in it. So let's go ahead and anchor this service by starting off in prayer. And so I invite you to just be where your body is right now. Take a deep breath. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, that's awesome. If not, that's just as awesome. Together we breathe in. And we breathe out. Knowing that with each breath, the divine that is the truth of who and what we are is making itself known. It is making itself known to us and as us by means of us. That great infinite presence and power that we call God, that we call life, that we call spirit, the great I am, whatever name we hold in our hearts for that. What we recognize together is that we are surrounded and filled by that presence and that power. And indeed, it is that which defines us and divines us. We are that. We engage with it, we embrace it, we celebrate it, knowing that it is a divine dance that we do with God. It is a divine dance. Sometimes it is a fast dance, sometimes it is a slow dance, but it is so perfectly ordered, harmonized, and choreographed because that is the true nature of who and what you and I are. And knowing that we are one of God and one with each other, I speak my word now for the perfect celebration and unfoldment that happens in our time together. I know that there is a sense of great receptivity and great flow, be it that which is spoken through me, be it that which is heard by you, that it is all part of that divine dance. And it is the intention that we set right here and right now that there is a shift in consciousness. There is a shift in knowing, a shift in understanding and willingness to experience and to grow in character, awareness, consciousness, and spiritual knowing. And it is my intention for each of us that by the end of this time together, we will have moved slightly. We will have moved, and not just in a lateral sense, but in a vertical sense to a greater knowing of this higher presence, this higher principle, this higher life in which we live and move and have our being, and which it lives, moves, and has its being in us as us. So I am grateful for this time together. I am grateful for all of the truth that is revealed and celebrated. And I honor the prayers that are in our prayer box. I honor our chaplains. And whether you are in this room or at home in your room, I invite all of us now to step into the upper room of consciousness, of awareness, as we proclaim that this too is God, this too is good, and we are ready. And so it is. Together we say, amen. Okay, I have to give a few little announcements. You know, and those of you at home in, Screenland, we're beginning our opening process, our reopening process, and this is pretty darn exciting. The world is beginning to, it's sort of like that scene in The Wizard of Oz, come out, so we are all coming out now. But you're going to hear more about this, and so the church is going to need volunteers to step forward. And aren't you glad to know that you get to be around people again? This is your opportunity to celebrate as community and to participate in the opening, to participate in this greater light, because wow, don't we need it? I think we're ready. So we're going to remain with 92 seats for now, and we ask that masks be worn. And we're also going to be honoring our youth, because they have begun to return. And Barbara Selvaggi is a goddess, if you don't know her. Wave. That's a goddess wave. Last week, we had 3 youth here with us, and as they were not vaccinated, but they will be, because we know that those age limits are going down, and that's awesome. So all of us are showing up in our wholeness, in our power, in our willingness. There's a class that is starting June 4th and going through the 28th on Mondays at 7:30. Cost is $80, and it's Embracism. Embracism, with Raina Imig and Arya Imig. And it's an introductory 4-part course that aims to take those with a racially privileged position. That would be me and most of you. So let me just jump in here. Privilege is very triggering. It's a very triggering word, it's a very triggering subject. And what I want you to know is nobody is telling anyone who is not a person of color that you have not struggled, that your journey has not been hard, that you have not had to overcome challenges and rise above. But what this actually means is that the color of your skin wasn't one of the reasons. That's right, it wasn't one of the reasons. You know, I have a 22-year-old kid who looks a lot like me, and he can wear a hoodie with impunity. And that's not quite so for everybody in our world. And so that's really important. So Embracism aims to move us from confusion to awareness, to integration, and from integration to action in the service of changing these structures we inhabit. You know, race is a construct. And so wouldn't it be nice to have a broader, greater construct that is about humanity? So for more information, see the newsletter or the website. If you're not getting that email newsletter, by the way, you can sign up online and you can call the office. I think that's true. Barbara's nodding, so I'm not just making it up. June 6th, there's a garden party after church at 11:30, a time to gather and celebrate connection, community, and this journey we are on. Bring a chair. We will be socially distanced with masks. And I'm betting there's going to be food and ice cream, because that's, you know, why else would you be outside in a garden in the summer? Ice cream, right? Isn't that sort of how we do this? Sunday, June 13th is Family Fun Sunday. So during the service, we're going to have one of our graduating seniors, and we're going to honor all 3 graduating seniors. After church, all the youth and their families are going to be joining Barbara outside in the garden. And it says, for a fun hour of adventure. I know. Well, that's part of the adventure, isn't it? It's the not knowing. We are having a community book and craft sale, June 26th. I know you all have your calendars out and you're writing this down, right? Okay, good. If you have something to sell and you would like to have space at the sale, would you please contact Beth in the office? What a great opportunity. I know some of you write, some of you make jewelry, some of you do art, you paint, you whatever that craft is, and please, if you make music, whatever that is, please plan to be a part of it, because it's the expression that we are so desperate to have and to honor and be a part of again. I'm whining. That's okay. As I said, we do need volunteers as we continue to reopen, so contact Beth in the office and let her know your availability. And it might just be that you are here to hold a door for people, or maybe it's here that you're here to move chairs around. I don't know what it is, but please contact her. May is our month of special giving. There's I could speak when I left my house this morning. What happened? There's still plenty of time to participate. Those of you at home can click on your donate button. You can go to the website. You can get access to our newsletter. You can text, and we'll talk about this later. But when we are doing our giving, that text is, the number you would text to is 77977. And in the space where you would write the message, you would write Unity of Portland as one word, and then you'll be prompted to go through that. Okay. We have youth ministry reopening. Next week, 2nd and 3rd graders. Following week, 4th and 5th. And on the 13th, all ages. Wow, you've got your comfortable running shoes, right, Barbara? All right. I'm betting you need volunteers for that, too. About 10. Holy cow, now there's some fun. So if you want some big fun, connect with Barbara, too. We have an offering basket in the hallway for those who are in the sanctuary. We will not be doing the old-fashioned baskets as we have done in the past. More about that will be revealed, and we'll talk a little bit more at the end of the service when we do our tithes and special giving. Enough of this. I want to welcome anyone who is perhaps viewing us for the first time or in the sanctuary here for the first time. We bless you, we love you, and we are so glad that you have chosen to explore the opportunities. And if this works for you, oh my gosh, please plan on continuing to be a part of this, to join us, to be here, to view, and to get involved with this community. If it doesn't work for you, please keep searching. Everybody deserves to have a spiritual home and to hold a spiritual hand, to have someone to walk the journey with. Do we still do this? We love you, we bless you. We do. All right, let's say this together. We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. You're going to lead us in a congregational song.
Yes, I am open to receive. I know you know it. Let's do it.
Let's stand up.
Stand if you are able. Here we go. I am open to receive. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. I am open. Yes. I am open. Thank you, band. I am open to receive the love in you and me. Yeah. Sing I am open again. And harmonize if you feel it. Here we go. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. I am open. I am open. I am open. Yes, I am open to receive the love in you and me. Let's know it for each other. You are open.
You are
Yes,
open.
You are. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. We are open.
We are open.
We are open. We are open. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. We are open. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. 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 We are open to the love in you and me. Amen.
Amen.
Choir and band.
All right, I just want to invite everybody. You can be seated or standing, whatever you're comfortable with. I want you to just take a look around. Meet each other's eyes. Wave. Touch your hearts. You can bow, we can namaste each other, we can all of that. And I want to remind you too, we're so used to Zoom stuff, right? That we think that we can't make sound. You're part of a Zoom meeting, and I've seen this, like 30 people on a Zoom meeting, and somebody gets done speaking, and because everybody else is muted, it's like 30 people doing jazz hands. I want you to know that I love jazz hands. I'm a big fan of Bob Fosse, but you know what? We can do this here. We can make noise. You can say yes, you can laugh out loud, you can get involved in this, you can dance around if you like. Just keep that mask on and, be responsible. But yeah, let's remember that we're here in person, back in our four-dimensional selves.
Yes.
All right. I think we're going to meditate now.
Meditate.
Okay. Why don't you get us started?
Yes.
Be comfortable. Just allow yourself to settle in here and let this music lead you deeper and deeper.
Oh, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. Yeah. I am a living sanctuary for you. Oh, prepare me to be your sanctuary, pure and holy. I am tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Let's sing, I am yours, and I am your sanctuary. I am yours, I am yours, and I am your sanctuary. I am yours, so prepare me. So prepare me to be your sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Almost as in a great divine lullaby, we relax into the arms of Spirit, knowing that we are being lulled not to sleep, but awake. We are being lulled into vibrant peace, loving awareness, true knowing, because that is the sanctuary within us. We deeply dive into that place, knowing it is not escape, but it is for restoration. It is for renewal, rejuvenation. It is the sanctuary of love, of God, of presence. That we are each a sanctuary. That vehicle, that channel for greater love, greater possibility, and for the greater vision for each other and this world. We bless this time in our sanctuary. It is holy. It is pure and holy, as are we. Oh, and we just revel in it. And we lean back for a few moments and we listen deeply in that sacred sanctuary of silence. And as if we hold a beautiful chalice, a sacred goblet, we dip into that well of awareness, that well of magnificence that informs every cell in our bodies. And it lights us. We are alive with the light of God. We are alive with the love, the joy, the wholeness, and each of us celebrating and seeing it celebrated in every aspect of life. For as we know we are whole, and as we activate our awareness of our wholeness, of our joy, of our zeal, of our possibility, of our truth, we vibrate to the speed of God. We vibrate, and we are in full alignment with that holy, holy truth of who and what we are. And so it is.
Just when I take a step outside, the rain, it catches me with no warning. Right before liftoff, what was once light and airy, I can't catch my breath. Poor sweet canary, for the weight on my body. Oh, break me, take me, climb inside. Bring me to a new divide, and I will grow to know a better me. And this time, I will lift off and fly high. Lift off and fly, fly high. Just when I take a step outside, all around I see the empty spaces. No matter how many times on this flight, I can barely get the height. Now I want to soar with clean traces. Oh, break me, take me, climb inside. Bring me to a new divide, and I will grow to know a better me. And this time, I will lift off and fly high, high, high. Lift off and fly high, high. Me and the time, we make quite a pair. and it's a solo flight. With the wind in my hair, and there's a quiet line between me and the air, and I like it here, I like it here. Ooh, I like it here, in the wind in my hair. Oh, break me, take me, climb inside. Bring me to a new divide. Oh, break me, take me, climb inside. Bring me to a new divide, and I will grow to know a better me, a better me. Oh, and this time I will lift off. And this time I will lift off, lift off, lift off and fly. Lift off and fly. I will lift off and fly. I will fly high.
Break me, make me. Break me, take me, climb inside, and I will find. Bring me to a new divide. Break me, take me, climb inside, bring me to a new divide. So not what I was going to talk about right now, but Rumi stated it, and we've heard it sung in songs, that the crack is where the light comes in. Indeed, there's a form of art in Japan where when there is a crack in a plate or a cup, it is filled with gold so that it might be even more beautiful. I used to do mosaic, and I would take these beautiful pieces of tile and china. I would go to thrift stores and yard sales and even steal some of my mom's old pieces of china that no longer had value or meaning. And I would take them, I would break them. And then I would take them and I would place them. And I would place them inside an idea or a framework that I had in mind, whether it was to decorate a flower pot or a frame or a table. And then that new divide was that grout that I would put around them. As I put them, I would attach them to whatever the base was and put that grout, and suddenly their colors would pop. The design would pop. It would come forth in such a sense of glory and possibility that was not there before, when that china was whole or when that tile was whole. Break me, take me, climb inside. And it's that where we create that sanctuary. We willingly say, yes, I am willing to break off from the constructs, the limits, the judgments, the beliefs, the opinions, in order to climb inside of an idea and let that idea inhabit us, to climb inside us and to inspire, to divine us into a higher way of being. And I see that too as how we form community. You know, I can remember years ago Reverend Billy saying, we may get sick alone, but we get well together. And that is true here too. We break possibly alone, but we come back together as this great tapestry, this mosaic of community, and create a wholeness that is anchored in willingness, vulnerability, love, compassion, equity that perhaps we never knew before. And it comes from that listening, it comes from the deep listening and the practice. It comes from the willingness to listen to what Howard Thurman called the sound of the genuine. The sound of the genuine. Now, you may be wondering what the heck this has to do with zeal, because that's my topic. So I'll get there, I promise. Maybe. Maybe. And if I don't, you're going to go back later and you're going to listen to Annette's meditation, because she did a whole beautiful guided thing about zeal. So Howard Thurman said this at a commencement exercise in 1980 at Spelman College. The sound of the genuine is flowing through you. Don't be deceived and thrown off by all the noises that are a part even of your own dreams, your ambitions, so that you don't hear the sound of the genuine in you, because that is the only true guide that you will ever have. And if you don't have that, you don't have a thing. That is really what it means by creating in me a sanctuary that's pure and holy, tried and true, that we create a conscious receptivity and place within us for listening, for the sound of the genuine. And then he followed it with this: don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. The world needs people who have come alive, people who have awakened, people who are present and in the room, right? In the room of consciousness, in that upper room of consciousness, in the room with others, to collaborate, to connect, and to create something glorious and grand, and to call it forth from within ourselves. So have you heard the sound of the genuine? Have you heard that? And more importantly, have you come alive so that you can hear the sound of your genuine? So that you can hear the sound of your genuine. You know, for the last several weeks, Reverend Lisa has been discussing and exploring the 12 powers and the significance of them in your life. Now, if you've never heard of the 12 powers, just think of them this way. They are primary and influential qualities of God that you already have within you. They're always there, they're always present, and they're always alive. However, it is in our acknowledgement and our awareness that we actually activate them so that we can be lifted up to a higher experience of them. So we don't have to earn these qualities. We don't have to go get them from someone or somewhere else. Because as creations of spirit, as necessary expressions of the divine, as necessary pieces of that mosaic, we already have them. We already have those qualities. So Charles Fillmore conceived of this idea, and he also connected, and this is really fun, for those of you who like to geek out, and that's me, that's my superpower. He connected these 12 powers with the names of the disciples of Jesus and corresponding locations in the physical body. So it's very similar to chakras, right? If we look at chakras, for example, you can locate that heart chakra right here, right? And let's agree that it resonates and vibrates with the energy of love. And when we consciously recognize that, we resonate and vibrate with the greater energy of love. Another one might be the throat chakra. It resonates and vibrates with the energy of communication. The third eye chakra resonates and vibrates as awareness. Now, Charles Fillmore very closely aligned the 12 powers with that chakra system. And so, example, that third eye chakra, think imagination. That's what Reverend Lisa talked about last week. You know, the inspired and out-of-the-box creative possibilities that come from our conscious connection to the infinite. And your heart chakra, very nicely and conveniently, lines up with the innate essence of your being, which is God, which is love. So Reverend Lisa's already covered faith, understanding, will, and imagination. And today, I want to look at the power of zeal. I love that word. It's just like this kind of old-fashioned, robust, ripe, juicy word. We're going to look at why it's so essential to our full expression of this thing called life. So we locate the power of zeal in our bodies at the base of our neck, right? Right here, right back there. And I like to think of that place as where the manifest body joins our thinking mind, our spiritual mind, and comes together in a world of creation and opportunity. It's where our thinking partners with our capacity to show up in the world. Okay, now, Charles Fillmore wrote this about zeal. It is intensity, ardor, enthusiasm, the inward fire of the soul that urges man or woman onward, regardless of the intellectual mind of caution and conservatism. It is the mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. It urges the planets on its course and spurs the ant to greater exertion. It is the urge behind all things. Zeal is the affirmative impulse of existence. Its command is, go forward! Now, I could probably end this talk right here, and I think we'd all be pretty uplifted, right? It'd feel pretty good. But, but apparently, I seem to believe that when only a few words will do, I should use a whole lot more. So it's a minister thing, okay? Besides, I'm getting paid to be here, and I don't have to be anywhere till Tuesday night, so lucky you. We are really fond in our current culture, our current climate, to talk about finding your passion, living your passion, or asking questions like, what gets you out of bed in the morning? And we start to think, well, gee, the only thing that gets me out of bed in the morning is my bladder, and we don't have, and then we start to feel a little guilty. Oh man, I don't have that driving fire, that driving passion. I don't have that. And I think there's a lot of hype around this. And just as a side here, if what gets you out of bed in the morning is the passion for bladder relief, I support you in that because, first biology, second, reinventing the wheel. Just bear that, okay? Just keep that in mind. But zeal is the ability to move forward through spiritual motivation. In other words, it is a spiritual ability that's sourced and motivated from within. So it's already present, it's already vibrating, it's already there, yet it is in our activation of it through our awareness and our decision to go, okay, I'm going to do zeal today. I'm going to connect with zeal. I'm going to use that flow of energy that is already within me in order to move into a greater expression. Now, Ernest Holmes used to say, God is everywhere equally present. Love, by the way, is everywhere equally present. Spirit is everywhere equally present. Spiritual law is everywhere equally present and active. All life is everywhere equally present and active. Now, it might seem that zeal is not necessarily one of your superpowers today. Sometimes it is hard to get up in the morning and you're thinking, oh my God, do I really have to get up and do this thing or that thing? I really want to find that fire from heaven. It's still there. It's still there. These qualities of God always and already reside within us. They're simply awaiting our attention and our awareness. So I want to say that again. The 12 powers are qualities of God that are already and always residing within us, simply awaiting our attention and awareness. It's when we intentionally and consciously choose to know that we are here to express those qualities that they begin to serve us. We dance with them. It's when we intentionally and consciously choose to know that we are here to express those qualities of God that they begin to flow through us to create those lives that have purpose, meaning, and yes, passion. And it's when we intentionally and consciously awaken to our own sound of the genuine within that little by little shift takes place. And it's not just that the world gets healed, it's that you and I get healed. And we listen to the sound of the genuine by actually listening. Spiritual practice. I know, broken record here. If you've ever taken any of my classes, you know that I will be on my soapbox saying RDSP, regular discipline spiritual practice. Cheeks in the chair. regular disciplined spiritual practice, that we are meditating, that we are contemplating, that we are studying, that we are hanging out with other people who will agree to see the light within us when we can't see it for ourselves, that we are participating in those things that affirm life, that give life, rather than those things that deny, block it, or frustrate that flow of zeal, that flow of life. And here's what happens. Take a breath. I will, if you will. When we attach to the dramas out in the world, or to the idea that our struggles have value and meaning and justification, when we attach to those, our zeal gets terribly blocked. We forget that we have it. When we attach to that stuff out there, when we are so attentive to that rather than attentive to what is within, the zeal begins to shrink down. The positive zeal, there's a shadow side to that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But we don't engage with the life-affirming stuff. And you all know what that is. I mean, hello, anybody else have one of these? It's really easy to do that because our attention goes outward. And one of my teachers forever and ever has always said, go within or go without. Go within or go without. And the essence about this is, to what are we committed? What are you committed to? And how are you orienting your life around that? How are we orienting our life around that? So are we committed to knowing who we are? And are we committed to orienting our life around that? Are we wanting to be committed to something and yet orienting our life to the stuff that shows up here? I can remember Greg Lavoie, who was a wonderful author. Last time he was here, he had a lot of really great quotes, and one of them was, "That which I was committed to, I should have been committed for." And we do commit to things, and we get so wrapped up in them without considering, is there life here? Is there possibility? Is this true for me? We forget to interrogate and really look at where that power and presence lies. And so zeal can show up in kind of like manic ways. You know, I know that Annette focused on that idea of calling forth zeal. There's an affirmation that Charles Fillmore wrote that I fairly sizzle with zeal. That is so awesome, because that just, you can feel that coming up. I sizzle with zeal. And the power of zeal is metaphysically represented by one of the disciples whose name was Simon. Now, this is kind of fun. The name Simon symbolizes what happens when that I am light, that Christ center within, that deep knowing, that truth of who and what we are, which so often we can be distracted from remembering because of that stuff out here. When we spiritually choose to awake and cultivate, to wake up and cultivate our knowing of that I am light gets supported in faith and expressed in substance. That's what Simon is. Simon is the energy that supports ideas with faith and substance, with action, with activity, with energy, right? So when we practice knowing who we are as creations of the divine, and we move out into the world as that I am in action and hope and substance and faith, we are being Simon at his or her best. That is when we are just like shining. We are superhero Simon. Now, there are a lot of Simons in the Bible. For our purposes, this particular Simon is Simon the Zealot. Now, he gets a lot of negative press, and to be fair, he probably deserves it. Simon the Zealot. So just think about this, even if you don't know anything about the Bible or Jesus. And by the way, you don't have to. That's okay. There's so many wisdom teachings that we pull from here, and that just happens to be one. Jesus the teacher, not Jesus the rescue of your life, the salvation of your life, but Jesus the idea, the teacher, the great leader, the great example, who just simply wanted people to know that there was more, that they were more than they thought they were. So Simon the Zealot is like that one friend of yours who can get going on a topic and just won't shut up. He keeps going and going and going. He's like me. Frankly, Simon can be an annoying little Energizer bunny who should have been built with an off switch. When all of that zeal starts coming out without judgment or reason or wisdom or the balance of those other 12 powers, the other 11 powers rather, then Simon goes off the rails. And it's really easy to get passionate about something without the substance. And we see that all the time in the world, don't we? And we see it in the way people choose to be on this side or that side and call that right and that wrong, or that's left and that's right. Wait, that's left and that's right. Or up or down. We see this all the time, and we get so anchored in our conviction and our commitment that we actually orient our lives around the energy instead of the truth. So the energy is what comes as a result of the truth. The energy comes as a result of the truth. Remember when you were a kid and a teacher or your mom said, well, if everyone was jumping off a bridge, would you jump off too? So Simon the Zealot would have replied, of course, what could possibly go wrong? So Simon, as that power of zeal, has the potential, the drive, and sometimes the need to go, 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 go. And that means there's the potential to burn out, right? There's the potential to burn out. Simon the Zealot drives through Starbucks. They know his name and his order before he even gets up to the window. It's probably a venti double cafe, calf mocha latte, double sugar, extra foam, whipped cream, pumpkin spice, chocolate sprinkles, and a lemon bar. Oh, you know what? Make that 2 lemon bars, because it's Simon. And if you think Simon on a lot of caffeine and sugar is ugly, now imagine him totally exhausted and curled up in a fetal position with no motivation, inspiration, or concern. Then remember the quote from earlier. Zeal is the urge behind all things. Zeal is the affirmative impulse of existence. Its command is to go forward. So when we say yes to that affirmative impulse, it's good, but giving up our connection with divine intelligence and blindly and excitedly going forward is like giving your kid the keys, a 12-year-old kid, the keys to your car and saying, have fun, I just filled up the tank. And 12-year-old Simon, which is that undisciplined, unregulated, unbalanced, unguided by wisdom, judgment, information, and love, Simon, will very quickly be running on empty, and your car is going to need new shocks, new brakes, and I'm thinking you're going to want to replace the engine mounts too. Because we so quickly get excited and committed and convicted of something that we forget that there's something very, very important that needs to happen. We burn the candle at both ends. This is what happens to moms, a lot of dads, doctors, nurses, ministers, teachers, caregivers. We can get so filled up with doing what we love and the zeal around it, we forget to love the one who is doing the doing. The one who's doing the doing, and that's you and I. And I love that Charles Fillmore talked about this over 100 years ago. Do not put all your enthusiasm into teaching, preaching, healing, and helping others. Help your own soul. Do not let your zeal run away with your judgment. Self-care. Self-care. You know, it's even mentioned in Psalm 69, verse 9. The zeal of thy house hath eaten me up. So if the shadow side of zeal is apathy, disconnection, exhaustion, and cynicism, then the ideal is the truth that when zeal and judgment work together, great things can be accomplished. So instead of that quick sugar rush, we have this constant flow of truth, of inspiration, of being grounded in our absolute knowing that we are here as expressions of the divine. You and I are formed out of star stuff. It's so easy to gloss over our sacredness, though, and go for the busyness. We go for the busyness. You know, sometimes I hear people fond of saying, he's so spiritual, she's so spiritual. There's no way you can't be spiritual. You are spiritual. Now, whether or not you are expressing it in ways that the world recognizes or sees, it doesn't matter. You are a spiritual being, living in a spiritual world, by the way, which operates according to spiritual laws. I am no fan of the idea that I'm a spiritual being in a human world, or I'm a human being in a spirit. I don't like any of that. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual world which operates and is governed by spiritual law. And it is that same consistency as electricity. It will work for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what you believe, what you want, how old you are, how white, black, young, whatever. It will work the same. And you can use it rightly or wrongly. You can plug in a lamp or you can plug in a fork. It's going to work like electricity because that's the principle. Same thing with spiritual law. We will always get that which we put into it. Eckhart Tolle wrote in his book, Stillness Speaks. When you know who you are, there is an abiding, alive sense of peace. You could call it joy because that's what joy is, vibrantly alive peace. It is the joy of knowing yourself as the very life essence before life takes on form. That is the joy of being who you truly are. That's the sound of the genuine. And while it might seem counterintuitive to think that the energy, enthusiasm we call zeal is found in peace, that's the deeper truth. That's the deeper truth about who you and I are. We are vibrantly alive peace. So I want to circle back to Howard Thurman and complete this circle. The sound of the genuine is flowing through you. Don't be deceived and thrown off by all the noises that are a part even of your dreams, your ambitions, so that you don't hear the sound of the genuine in you, because that is the only true guide that you will ever have. And if you don't have that, you don't have a thing. So, my beloved, precious souls, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive, who have come alive. Listen for that genuine. Be alive. God bless you. You are precious and you are divine, and I am so honored to be on the planet with you and to share this journey and to be in the room with you. Shine your light. Express your zeal. Access that truth, that wisdom of who and what you are. Be full, vibrantly alive peace. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we are handling our giving, our sacred giving, in a little bit different way. If you are here in with us and maybe you are doing our regular giving, or you have a check or you have a tithe to offer, there's a basket outside, and we would like to invite you to deposit it in there. You know, prosperity is a really interesting thing, and tithes are interesting. People think that you're giving to the church. I want you to take a moment and look around. See everybody. This is who you are giving to. You are giving to others so that possibility might continue to spring forth, that we can indeed lift this world, lift the vibration, and inspire everyone to know their magnificence and their zeal and their wisdom and their joy and all their divinity. So that's what we do with this. So if you are at home or you are here, if you don't have it in your hand, just take your hand, put it over your heart. And what we say is, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. Would you say that with me? Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen.
Living large in a tiny square, broken pieces seem to lead nowhere. Why do I feel that my life is just pretend? All my dreams and way too small. They lead me back to where I started from. How can I move when I fear what lies ahead? Well, there's more than what I see. Each step brings me closer to free. Yeah. I realize it's inside of me. I realize there are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. Yeah, you and me and this holy word. And I realize now, yeah. And with each new day I see my life getting bigger with less denying. It's my choice now to leave or just give in. Oh, and every morning I give thanks, amen, to all the growth I've experienced. And I've become a dream that's worth believing I am. There's more than what I see, there's more. Each step brings me closer to me. Oh, I realize it's inside of me. Yeah, I realize there are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. Well, it's a long road, but one I choose to travel through this lifetime. And I'm learning what not to do. Believe me. Well, there's more than what do you see? Oh, I realize it's inside of me. Yeah, I realize there are no walls in between. No, I realize it's inside of me. Oh, I realize there are no walls between you and me and this holy word. I know no walls between you and me and this holy word. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. Sing with me, yeah. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. No walls. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. I know no walls between me and you. God, I know no walls in between you and me and this holy word. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. There are no walls in between you and me and this holy word. I realize now.
you. Thank you. So you are just, thank you. Come home with me. Come home with me.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to say our prayer for protection, and we're going to sing our peace song. And I was supposed to send you different keys of that, and I didn't do it.
I have it right here.
You are, again, such a goddess. So I invite you, if you're able to stand, and if this works for you, we're going to say our prayer for protection, and it's going to be on the magic screen behind us. And then we'll sing the peace song. I know. We grew up listening to the same. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay. I'm going to come down here.
Yeah.
By the way, you all saw that I'm wearing the shoes, right? The sacred shoes. Ministry is all about the shoes.
That's how you walk on this earth, girl.
Okay. All right. Let there be. There it is. There's my zeal, baby. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let's sing together.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy and smile. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Go shine. Have a wonderful week.